Before we talk about how any text is structured by the writer, I just want you to look at this house. How is it structured or how it is constructed? Notice there is no other house nearby. It's built to stand alone, right? You can also see the dead grass there that hasn't been cut for a long time because nobody has been living there. There is also no road to escape. And look at the tree. It's not a source of comfort, at least to me, but a dead guardian. Some creatures might be living there. All of this creates a sense of fear for you. In the same way, when we talk about how a text is structured, the most important thing to notice is how the text begins and how it ends. In the first paragraph, the writer establishes a sense of tension that is related to Haina. Initially, Haina is presented as a hardy attacker. When the writer says that they are hardy attackers rising up from the buttings and the kickings, but by the last paragraph, it is depicted as weak, coughing, and vomiting. By the end, the tension shifts. Now, look at the last paragraph of the text. The writer is no longer just dealing with a predator, he is now confronted by a creature that is sick and completely unpredictable. This erratic behavior heightens attention for the reader, leaving them to wonder what the animal will do next. Now, look at the third paragraph and ask yourself, is the writer using the technique of comparison and contrast here? We already had a detailed discussion on that paragraph in question 2. You can watch my last video for that. In this paragraph, the hyena is actually compared to several other animals. The main thing here in the structure analysis is we have to ask what's the right intentions behind such comparison. Is he highlighting something? Actually, here in the third paragraph, the writer is trying to highlight hyena is a flawed, ridiculous, or diseased creature. How can we claim that? Definitely we need the supporting details from the text, right? So let me show you some details from the text now. In the third paragraph, hyena's body spots are directly contrasted with the leopard's. The leopard's body spots have classy ostentation, while the hyena's spots look rather like the symptoms of skin disease. This demeans the hyena by showing its body spots as an illness. Then the head of hyena is described as like that of a bear, which could be neutral, but writer quickly adds a negative qualifier, but suffering from a receding hairline. This comparison only purpose is to mock hyena's existence. Then ears are ridiculously mouse-like. This adverb ridiculously ensures this comparison makes hyena seem absurd. Finally, the hyena looks dog-like, but again, like no dog anyone would want as a pet. So the writer is using this comparison contrast technique exclusively to demean this creature. The basic tension explodes in the fourth paragraph, when the structure shifts from static description to the repetitive actions. We have a list of the frantic actions here. It leapt, turned, went, came, ran. The writer emphasizing the cyclical, maddening nature of the action. Over and over, lap after lap, non-stop. It went yip, yip, yip. Stern bench, side bench, cross bench, again repetition. This repetitive structure is what creates the maniacal feeling here, showing that someone is being trapped with an unpredictable creature in a high energy loop. There's no escape. You can also notice verbs with the ing verb, like hopping, whimpering, hesitating, transforming. What do you think the writer has used this structure? After building all that frantic energy, in the sixth paragraph, the hyena suddenly stopped. This sudden halt in the repetitive motion is a structural technique used by the writer. Suddenly the action becomes slow, deliberate, and focused. Directing its gaze, lifted its eyes, rested upon me. This leads to narrator's climax of fear. I prepared for my end, ready to surrender. Narrator is given a moment of confusing relief here. But the very next moment, the same relief being snatched away, it started running in circles again. Here the writer is highlighting the most important point, that the pause is more deadly. The tension is no longer just in the action, but in the waiting for the action to stop again. Hyena's repetitive movement has created a cycle of psychological tension for the narrator.